Houses of Parliament and Trafalgar Square, there was a drive-in which meant that thousands of taxi drivers basically clogged up the road. Now, we've heard what they were bleating on about the fact of unlicensed minicabs and the new rank at the Leicester Square. Well, we know that. How did it go down? Well, let's talk to our resident taxi driver. We've had him done, haven't we, Ollie? He's not dangerous. He's allowed out of the cab. It's John the cabbie. How you doing, John?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Right, so you was out today. I mean, one of the things that someone said is that the police were expecting you at 2, and it started at just after 1.
Some, I think, turned up earlier. I think there was thoughts and beliefs, and there was rumours, rumour mill going around. I think they started off at Hendon, that there was going to be some sort of like early roadblocks put in place. It was. Do you know what impressed me today was the manner, the politeness. How I mean, the police have got a difficult job to do, but the fact that how well behaved all my colleagues were, how respectful people were, and the tourists and cab users, the support we got from members of the public on the ground. I ended up in the Mall. I did, and it was How
long were you there?
I got there at 1:45. We did 10 to 2, and we left. We decided to leave about 20 to 4. We did bit of horn blowing, a bit of tooting of whatever. I met a cab driver I haven't seen for 10 years today. Done my knowledge with him, 10 years, and it was a bit like a get together again. What I would say, it's sad. It's sad that it had to come to this. That's what concerned me today. It's sad that, we have an authority, Transport for London, public carriage office. We have a mayor who chairs that authority. We have a mayor actually who chairs the Metropolitan Police Authority. And yet, it would appear TfL, PCO and the Met Police, something isn't working right. And then with Westminster Council doing what they're doing, there's a big schism in London. It seems to be there's a hell of a lot of talk, a hell of a lot of...
there is on this show.
No, there is. And there's a hell of a lot of talk and a lot of people saying you what they're going to do. But see, when you want to actually make something happen, it doesn't seem to happen on the ground.
Okay, have you heard anything back from the powers that be? I mean, like, you done this drive-in, which was a protest of some sort, which meant that you was protesting, against something, which meant that you was protesting against something that someone else had put in place. Heard from them at all?
The public carriage office, they want meetings to do now.
Do they?
I mean, I think they offered a meeting earlier on in the week, but I think the belief was it was too late.
Right.
Drivers are there. I mean, that was up, do you know what? It's about 8, 9, 10,000 turned up today.
Right.
I think people...
It's gone up from 5,000, isn't it, Ollie? Now, how many was it? Did they have a count?
We'll put it this way. The whole of the Mall, eastbound, was 2 lines and plus 1 line on the westbound.
Right.
Constitution Hill, completely Hyde Park Corner, most of Park Lane, Edgware Road. We're talking Victoria Embankment from Northumberland Avenue right down to Blackfriars Underpass, Whitehall,
I came and watched it on Travel
It
Cam.
was, and...
It was solid.
And look, I'll be honest, it has annoyed a few people. But guess what? So does Bob Crow when he has his strikes. And we don't have strikes. We're self-employed individuals, and our livelihoods are under threat by statutory authorities, by bodies that seem to not want to consult with us, want to go... I mean, Westminster City Council just went ahead with this experiment down in Whitcomb Street. They never spoke to the London cab trade. Just went ahead with it. And when that rank was formed, all of a sudden they can find a van load of police officers, the Met can, to sit by this so-called parking bay rank, yet they can't find a van load of police officers, the Met, to deal with the touts and the illegality that goes on every single night of the week.
Okay, so if you get nothing back from this, you can do it again next week?
Well, maybe next week, as I understand it. I mean, obviously, the company I'm setting up is a public relations company. I mean, we got our work cut out. After last week's show, I mean, I've got my work cut out. It's been fantastic, the response so far. I've got to say,
you're going to give badges out?
We'll be giving badges out. I mean, we're online. We're keeping our costs as low as possible. I mean, giving out a badge, you know what? We've already got one around our neck. We know what that means.
What's the difference between a green badge and a yellow badge?
Well, I have a licence to apply within the whole of the Metropolitan Police District. A yellow badge has a licence to apply within their sector in the suburb. They can enter the centre of London, but they can't pick up.
Right.
They can't. That's the difference between the two badges. But as I understand it, between the three organisations, and it was, I'll tell you what, tonight, in some of the cabs, it was wonderful to see drivers pleased that there's a united front for once. Licensed Taxi Drivers Association, LCDC, London Cab Drivers Club, my good pal Grant Davies, chairman, and then G&GW Unite, trade union, plus myself at London Taxi Cab, public relations. It's a united front, it is. And I would urge Boris Johnson, as chair of the Met Police and as chair of Transport for London, to enter into urgent negotiations and talks and to stop what's going on at the public carriage office, to stop the madness of illegal minicab ranks and people touting on the streets and pavements of London, because it can be stopped. We don't have the enforcement officers at the Public Carriage Office. They don't have the compliance officers. They haven't got enough. We've got 36 police officers in the Transport Operational Command Unit that deal with taxi stroke minicabs. They're going to double that, they reckon, to about, if we're lucky, 70. There's 75,000, 25,000 taxi cab drivers, over 50,000, approximately 75,000 individuals. And we're going to have a team of, what, 70? I mean, take out holidays, sickness. I mean, someone needs to do the math here, they do, and understand that that's not adequate. We need just to control what's going on in the private hire sector, the illegal touting, not all of them. Because like I said last week, we have nothing against minicabs that do pre-book work. We need a unit probably up to about 500-600 strong. And that can be funded via the licence fees. But what's important today is that drivers showed, you know, it's been a funny few weeks in Britain, isn't it? With the weather, with other things that are going on in the country. There is discontent. This isn't about the economy. I've got to make that clear, George. You know, because we ride the waves when they're up high and they're good.
Because it's
and that's called life. And when it goes down a bit low, do you know what? You accept it.
And do a few more hours.
But what you can't accept is, I'll tell you my analogy is barristers and solicitors. They deal with the law, but they're both different.
Yeah.
And we are, if you could compare the two, barristers are like black cabs, lawyers, the solicitors are like the minicabs. Now, if a solicitor wishes to work in a higher court, they become a solicitor advocate, which is, in all but name, a barrister. Oh, you do the training, in other words. It's that simple. It's that, and it is that simple. We had a chairman today, I heard on radio, of a big minicab circuit. Guess what? Supporting us. And so actually supporting us. I mean, and it's pleasing to hear that they know there's problems in their own industry.
Right. Well, I think that this is a story that's a very serious story for London, John, and it's actually got in the way of Talk the Walk, hasn't it?
It has, but I mean,
I'm so distressed that you're not going to sing.
No, I got. Well, I mean, it was either that or do a Talk the Walk round Trafalgar Square, and I thought that just wouldn't be right. I will be in Camden over the weekend, and we will be resuming Talk the Walk as per usual.
Okay. Well, Storm.